Good morning, everyone. Bill Hurtado with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. What's behind me right here is a really nice little trailer. It's a teardrop, but it's the largest teardrop that they make. New Camp 400. It's made by Tab. I can't wait to tell you about this thing, and a lot of you may be wondering, just like my video production crew here asked, why am I doing this? We are a motorhome dealer. If you take the camera and look down the line, you can see we've got a large array of motorhomes that go from 100 up into the $2 million range. And many of you know I've done a lot of those, and we're very happy to present those to you. But this was a recent trade-in, and this trailer, as I will explain as we go, is very special to me. So we're gonna talk a lot about this thing. This is a great opportunity for somebody to get in to a nice, small, little trailer that I pull this trailer with my Tacoma. Does great. Just went on a trip with one that I happen to have the exact same trailer at home. And I went on a trip to Ouray, a few hundred miles there and back, just about a month ago, and it was a fantastic trip. So let me tell you a little bit about the New Camp. New Camp is a very high-end product. So they have very nice woodwork. The appliances are top end. Everything about this, as I will explain as we go, is the best you can get. So let's talk about the New Camp 400. All right, so first off, this thing has a very nice design with its obvious shape of aerodynamics right here. It's got a very nice sturdy door, built-in screen that comes across here. You've got pockets, trash container, all of the windows have shades everywhere. It's really amazing. This thing is just so well thought out. I love the fact that it has the independent suspension with the torsional axles. It makes it tow like a dream. It handles really well. If you're on a rough road, say maybe a washboard road, those wheels sit there and move and the trailer stays nice and still. That's inherent with all of the axle systems that are independent torsional axles like this. This trailer also comes with the best trailer tires you can get. These are proven to be the best trailer tires in the industry right now, the Goodyear Endurance. So those are very nice and soft. They handle well, they wear well. Everything is just great about those. Okay, let's talk about outside storage. There's only 2 compartments on this for outside storage, so there's not a lot, but it's accessible from inside or outside. So in this area right here, this is a place where I keep my 30 amp cord, my wheel chocks. This particular one has a 4D battery, so a very large battery for boondocking on this thing. And inside here there is a battery disconnect and another outside patio outlet. Now this goes all the way across to where the heating system is, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And it's accessible from inside as well, which I'll be showing you when we get in there. So the storage is actually really good for a small trailer like this. There is an optional awning that you can slide into this and set up out front. Comes way out. I don't have that, but I just bought a little Easy Up. And wife and I pop that thing up, we bring it right up to the side, and we have a beautiful patio set up for this. There's handles on this thing because it is so lightweight. Oh, also comes with a wheel for the front tongue jack. 2 people can move this around very easily. If you have a tandem axle trailer, it's not so easy to make turns and things with that thing. But with this, it'll whip around anywhere you want to go. Weighs just under 3,000 pounds. Now, that being said, some people will argue that, well, you don't need a brake control if it's under 3,000 pounds. Well, not exactly true, because the way it is in Colorado, we go by the GVWR, which is 3,500. So you really do have to have a brake control with this, but in some states, I'm sure you can get away without it. Since it has brakes, I felt it necessary to have a brake control installed on my Tacoma to pull this thing around. And it's, like I say, it's really nice, really amazing. So great looking design. This particular one has been upgraded with some nice features like the flexible solar panels up on top, and also has a 1200 watt inverter installed inside. Now those are things that normally come on the Boondock edition of this model. This is not the Boondock edition, but it's been upgraded to it. So it's virtually the same in that regard. All right, so as we come over here, there are some cool little features on here. This is a place for your sewer hose storage. And let's put that back. This is the vent for the Aldi heating slash hot water system. So like many of our big motorhomes over here have the Oasis system in them, and many of you have heard of the AquaHot system. That is a circulatory system that goes around the entire perimeter and allows comfort heating to come up inside the unit from the vessel of glycol that is down inside here. Now I doubt you'll be able to see much in this small access area right here, but you do have heat control over here that determines the flow of the glycol, the circulatory glycol. Back in there is where the actual unit is that contains that. It works on propane or electricity. In fact, on electricity, it's a two-stage unit. So it has a low and high, basically a 1,000 watt and a 2,000 watt heat element in there. Low point drains, easy bypass for the water heater on here. Just really well built and nice and solid. Everything I look at on this thing and my own, I see that they've put some detail into the building aspect of this thing. It's rock solid, and it's just an all-around really, really nice little rig. So that 30 amp cord that we saw on the other side will attach here, go over to your campground. If you decide to go boondocking with this thing, meaning just out in the wilderness by yourself, I have a portable generator that I take with me. So essentially I become fully self-contained at that point, everywhere I go. All right, over here, this can be cable TV inlet from campgrounds, or you may want to have a small satellite dish that sits outside on the ground here or on a tripod, plugs in there, goes straight into the television inside. And this, I didn't open up, but that's basically just your city water fill for your fresh tank. I'm sorry, your fill for your fresh tank and your city water connection. So unlimited amount of water can come in and out of this thing through the city fill there. Does also have outside shower, so hot and cold running water outside. Now, talk about hot water. Since that Aldi system has the water lines, the hot water line runs through it several times before it comes to your fixtures, here, bathroom, and kitchen. You have essentially unlimited amount of hot water that you can use. So imagine yourself at the campsite, hooked up to water, drain hose hooked up from down here, and plugged into electricity. You've got absolutely everything you could possibly want. In behind here is a air conditioner slash heat pump. Now, when I was out in Ouray last month, it did get a little cold at night. And instead of firing up my Aldi system for comfort heating via propane, or electric, I decided to run the heat pump and try that. Now that's thermostatically controlled, kicks on and off regularly, gives nice airflow through the entire thing, aspirates it well, and it was very, very comfortable. So obviously a couple of different ways to heat this thing. Also has air conditioning. That's air conditioning and a heat pump. They're the same unit, you know, running in reverse. So if I wanted to, even on the hottest day, I can freeze myself out of here. On the coldest day, I can be as comfortable as I want. It is a really wonderful, very, very efficient system for both heating and cooling. The design with the portholes, I mean, it is so good looking. This is coming out of the bathroom right here. This is up in the dinette area, and they do have shades that drop down. We're gonna take a closer look at that when we go around to the inside. Remember the handles. Very easy to maneuver this thing around yourself if you need to. It comes with a single 5-gallon or 20-pound LP bottle, and on my trip I barely used any of it. Even with cooking, heating, everything I needed to do on propane, for the 5 days that I was out, I used about, you know, a little over 10% of that bottle, so extremely efficient. If you look down inside here, you're going to see that there is a square area right next to where the round bottle would go. And that's if you wanted to expand your battery capacity. There's room for a 24 series battery to sit right there. And then looking down a little further, you can see it's got a full-size spare for this as well. Very lightweight unit. The tongue weight on this, let's talk about all trailers. What the manufacturers intend to do is they want your tongue weight to be between 10 and 15% of your total weight. Okay, so that puts this thing probably around 400, 450. But with this, you don't need an electric jack. I can basically do this with 2 fingers. It's so easy to operate this front jack. So makes it nice for easy hookup onto your truck. And nowadays, you know, everybody's truck, including mine, has the little camera you can back right up and hitch up easy. This little deal right here is a place for you to lower that spare tire down so you can access that if you need it. And then it also has 4 heavy-duty stabilizer jacks on this. So the same crank that works for that works for the jacks down here. Now, I do my jacks with a cordless DeWalt drill, and I have the 3/4 inch socket on it. And I can zip those jacks down and all the way around and level this thing up in like 2 minutes. So very nice there. Obviously not going to be a lot of room for us inside here. But remember, this is the largest of the teardrops. So it's a great floor plan. Queen bed in the back, dinette in the front, center kitchen and bath. So it's pretty much got everything you could want. I'll try not to take up too much space, but not much I can do about that. Let's take a look inside. Okay, so this is considered a queen bed back here, and I'm 6 feet tall. I fit just fine back here. I do have a television. This comes with it. You can watch this from the front or back here. I actually changed this TV out to a Vizio because I like having the built-in apps on there. I go to campgrounds and I can now watch my Netflix and Prime and everything else that I pay too much for. There is a flip down right here, so that'll give you a little bit more room inside here if you so desire. We also have, if you look back over here, I really like the indirect lighting that's in this thing. So this right here, just at night, have the indirect lighting all the way around this thing. Gives it a nice little glow inside here without those bright LED lights from the ceiling coming down. You may look underneath here You can see indirect lighting there. And when we get around to the front, I'll show you there's more of the same. I wanted to point out this has the 12-volt refrigerator in it. And those are great. You've heard me talk about this before. They get cold 4 times faster than an absorption style refrigerator. They don't have to be level. They don't have any coils in the back, so you have full depth for storage in there. Even though it looks like it's very small, it's actually pretty roomy inside there. So that's very nice. The storage on this is magnificent. So I mentioned that, you know, you have the one hatch outside over there. Well, you've got access into this entire area from back here as well. So the storage is really pretty good for the stuff that you want outside, but inside it's even better. So storage up above, storage in my cabinets up here. Really nice woodwork in this thing. Indirect lighting up here, down here. This is a huge silverware utensil drawer, and then you've got lots of storage space down here for, say, pots and pans. But it gets better and better and better all the time. We bring a Keurig coffee maker, that goes in here. We'll bring an electric skillet, that can fit in there. Lots of room for that stuff. So I mentioned the Aldi heating system. Heating both the water and your comfort heating inside the unit right here because of the circulatory process. Well, when you look back in here, by the way, this is the cushion if you want to turn the front bed or front dinette into a bed. But take a look in here. So there's a 2-position LED light up above. So it's nice and bright in there. You can see everything just fine. That back there is the reservoir for the Aldi system. That's where the glycol or the heat transfer fluid fills up inside that thing. And then a little cutout window so you can see what the level is on that. It does over time evaporate, so you have to fill it from time to time. Down underneath here, easy access to the backside of the converter, the water pump, your low point drains. I like this thing, I really do. And I know I'm gonna have a lot of fun with mine. Okay, fuses and breakers are down inside this thing right here. And what's interesting about this, in case you didn't know, these 12-volt fuses, which are all marked as to what they handle, next to the fuse is a little LED red light. So in case that fuse is blown, that red light comes on. This is a window that will allow that to see through. So you can walk up and look at that and say, whoa, I've got a blown fuse. Or, you know you've got a blown fuse, you can go straight to it and change it. So very easy there. The bathroom. Remember, it's a little teardrop trailer, but this thing is wonderful. What a great bath they've done. So this is both a bath and shower combo. That has a flip down sink and then your toilet back in the corner. So plenty of room, even for a big guy like me. Fit in there just fine. In case this ever comes up, that Aldi heating system occasionally will get a little air in the system. And if it does, it doesn't circulate exactly like it's supposed to. So just FYI, I want everybody to know, in behind this panel right here is the high point for the Aldi system. So this pops off of here and then there's a little bleeder valve on the top. Once that air comes out, it reestablishes the flow of glycol through there. Again, you've got, you know, the shower curtain comes all the way around inside this thing. You got a great exhaust fan in there. You've got protection for your toilet paper with a little holder there. Right there. So, great bathroom. Now, I'm 6 feet tall and I'm just fine. I can stand in here, no problem. So, full kitchen, full bath. Just a lot of cool stuff on this little thing. You've all heard me talk about this before, and that's these windows. These windows are magnificent. So that is a dual pane polycarbonate. Of course, everything's breakable at some point, but what I love about these is you can throw a brick at it and it bounces off. Dual pane gives you not only a little bit better insulation to hold the temperature inside versus the outside, but also it cuts down a lot of the environmental noise having two panes right there. So it's much quieter inside here. Now, this window, this will go out and it'll stay in multiple positions out there. But what I also love is it's got a little transition slot right here. So you can actually close this window down into the transition slot and you get a little air coming around, but you still have the security. It's a well thought out deal right there. You have full block out from the bottom, you have a screen from the top. Those two will integrate together if you want it in a certain spot right there. So a little more privacy, but some air. So again, I wish I would have invented that. That's really brilliant. 2-burner cooktop and nice big deep sink over here. Lots of counter space. Remember the extension. You can really do it all in here. You can carry a lot of stuff. You can cook a nice big meal. You can shower comfortably for as long as you want. A lot of positives on this thing. So I'm going to move over to the front right here because I want to point out a couple of things. It's kind of odd, you know, they have this table coming out on an angle like this, but it works. It's really nice. So 3 people can sit up here comfortably, and this is considered a 3 sleeper because this becomes a single bed up in the front and you've got your queen in the back. I mentioned that porthole window. I like the attention to detail that these guys have done. So not only is it beautiful cabinetry through this whole thing, but we also have, oh, there it is. We have the blockouts in here. We have storage both directions inside here. I love it. They've just done a great job. You notice right down here, we've got a intake for that air conditioning and heating system, the heat pump and air conditioner, and then a discharge over there. And that has 2 positions, high and low, so it'll move a lot of air through here. And I would gladly take this to Tucson in the middle of summer when it's 120 degrees. And I know I'm going to be very comfortable in here. I'm also comfortable taking this thing up into the high country, which we've got a lot of it here. You know, we're 25 miles north of Denver. Take it up into the high country, it gets down to 0 degrees. Again, I know I'm going to be very comfortable in here, be it from the heat pump or the Aldi system. All right, I wanted to just point out one little thing. I mentioned that I have this exact model, and just want to show you, oops. Everybody knows my code now. Here's a look at my house, and there's my new Camp Tab 400 sitting right there in the driveway. Takes up very little space. I don't have to worry about my neighbors getting mad because I'm parking an RV on the roadway, which I do have to store my motorhome, but this is available to me. It's right there in my driveway. It doesn't cost me any extra storage. I can hook up and go in a moment's notice anytime I want. I can even pull this thing behind my motorhome if I wanted, you know, to bring more guests, or you could call it the mother-in-law apartment if you want. But multifunctional in so many ways, so many things you can do with this. So that's my take on this 2018 New Camp Tab 400. If you look on our website, I think we've got it listed under Pleasant Valley, and that's okay. Pleasant Valley New Camp Tab 400, the biggest teardrop they make. And in my opinion, the absolute best floor plan if you're looking for a nice small little trailer under 3,000 pounds. This is it. So please don't hesitate to give me a call. I think my number's about to show up. 714-809-4813 is my cell phone. That'll come straight to my pocket. Of course, we're on Transwest.com, Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. This is something I'd love to tell you all about, even more so than I already have. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me and let's talk. Hey, thanks very much for watching.